The vision for our next group is to eliminate violence in our schools, homes and communities. Representing Nelson City and Tasman District, here is SAVE, or Students Against Violence Everywhere.
Good afternoon. I'm Ian Barker. I'm a Nelson City councillor. An organisation that has had a huge impact on Nelson City, particularly for our young people, is SAVE, Students Against Violence Everywhere. These young people willingly give of their time and energy to a cause that is so very important, yet equally so very sensitive and too often is hidden. I'm incredibly proud of these young people and what they have achieved. Nelson is honoured to be the birthplace of what is now a large nationwide organisation.
And I'm Richard Kempthorne, Mayor of the Tasman District. Johnny and others visited me and presented their vision of bringing young people together to discuss the serious and growing issues of violence in our community. It's been an absolute pleasure watching their incredible success locally and nationally, and it's an honour to introduce two fantastic young people, Gemma Wasney and Johnny O'Donnell, Youth Working for Youth.
Kia ora koutou katoa. My name is Johnny O'Donnell.
And my name is Gemma Wasney. Students Against Violence Everywhere was a vision of two young Māori men from Nelson College. These young men were hugely affected by the stories from their peers about the abuse that they were experiencing. After feeling helpless and frustrated, they set out to find help for their friends. And realising that the message that violence was not okay didn't seem to be getting out to the young people, they decided that any movement established needed to be by young people, for young people. And that value still exists within SAVE today.
The vision of SAVE then built an incredible amount of momentum, becoming a nationwide organisation within months of its establishment. We now have active groups in schools across the Waikato, Marlborough, Nelson Tasman, Gisborne and South Auckland. These local and regional groups come together and develop youth-led and youth-run initiatives to raise awareness of violence in our communities.
Our first ever campaign was focused on promoting help services to young people experiencing abuse. We were shocked to find out how little young people knew about the services available to them, so set out on a mission to connect them with services such as Women's Refuge and Youthline.
SAVE aims to empower young people to take action in their communities. We do this through initiatives such as the Young Leaders Conference on Violence, which brought together over 150 young people from all corners of Aotearoa. These young people were taken through a full day of inspirational stories, practical workshops and energetic discussions. They walked away empowered, motivated and equipped with confidence. One participant wrote to us after the conference that said prior to attending she felt incredibly upset and helpless about the issue of violence, and afterwards she felt empowered to make a change. 98% of participants at the conference agreed the conference helped them better understand violence, while 94% of participants agreed that they are now more motivated to stop violence. 97% of all participants felt recognised as young people.
SAVE aspires to connect with young people to their own areas of interest. Initiatives such as our own anti-violence touch team, who proudly wore singlets opposing anti-violence on the touch field. This illustrates one of the number of ways we target different groups of young people with the anti-violence message. We also use the internet to promote this message. Our website has over 34,000 hits and our Facebook has over 2,000 fans.
SAVE believes that young people are better off when they live in healthy families. We encourage our young people to connect with their families by organising events such as a families barbecue at the beach to celebrate the positives in our community. SAVE wants to embrace leadership amongst men. We organised Nelson's largest ever White Ribbon Day event, which saw over 70 men, including local icons, stand proudly on Nelson's cathedral steps to declare that we as men will no longer tolerate violence towards women and children. This sent a riveting message throughout our community that as men, we are willing to show leadership on this issue.
All initiatives that SAVE develop are entirely youth-led and run on minimal resources. We rely on small grants and personal donations to ensure that these initiatives are possible. We have learnt the value of doing great things on a very small budget.
There is a simple but incredibly powerful Māori proverb, te toka tū moana, or the rock standing in the ocean. For us, this illustrates our young people becoming strong advocates for anti-violence and peace in our communities. We are building a movement of rocks in the ocean, or young people stepping up in our communities.
Young people in SAVE willingly dedicate their time, energy and passion to preventing violence. Often overcoming personal experiences with abuse, these young people openly declare themselves violence-free. This may not seem like a huge commitment, but for a young person it can open them up to further abuse from their peers and is a courageous step for many young people to make.
The volunteer commitment in SAVE is incredible. Young people in SAVE have to learn skills such as public speaking, managing finances, recording minutes, chairing meetings, networking, writing proposals and funding applications, but perhaps most importantly, we have to learn to deal with the sensitive disclosures of violence and abuse from everyday people. These disclosures, while saddening and heavy on our young people, also help deepen our understanding of the issue and passion to prevent it happening to others. They are empowering and uplifting experiences.
Now, I'd like to tell you a story of how a young girl's life was made a little bit brighter by meeting Students Against Violence everywhere. For her to go to school, leave the house, or even get out of bed each morning brought her to tears as she imagined what the day was going to throw at her. Sure enough, every day she was subject to verbal and emotional trauma. This young girl left school at the age of 14 due to depression and high levels of anxiety. She felt more and more isolated from her peers, and as well as desperately feeling frustrated and helpless due to the violence and abuse she'd experienced. Upon meeting SAVE in contact, she was able to turn this frustration and feelings of helplessness into a positive change, making movement for all young people. This group was an outlet for her feelings, where she felt comfortable and confident to share her story and her experiences with the abuse and the effect that it had on her life. Now, the reason that this story is so important to me and SAVE is because this is my story. I have fought many battles to stand in front of you today.
As you can see from this touching story, SAVE is an empowering and safe environment for young people to openly discuss the issue of violence and the impact this has had on their life. 2011 is going to be a hugely exciting year for SAVE, with our various regional groups growing in numbers and developing a range of exciting local and national initiatives. Perhaps our most exciting plan is to establish a program for young men called BRAVE, or Brothers Resilient Against Violence Everywhere. This program aims to provide a safe space away from abusive homes and build resilience in our rangatahi to give them the tools to bounce back from abuse and neglect.
SAVE has had a huge impact on the Nelson Tasman district. We have generally worked to strengthen the relationship between the young people and the community. The Nelson community values our contribution and we value their support. The effects of these types of initiatives are far-reaching, and by inspiring one young person at a time, we are influencing a generation of young people to break the cycle of violence.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And these are the types of values and ethos we are encouraging our young people to adapt in their lives to ensure the next generation of children are raised by caring, loving and trusting parents who have the skills to protect their children from the serious effects of violence and abuse. We leave you with this inspirational quote: "Life ends when you stop dreaming. Hope ends when you stop believing. Love ends when you stop caring. And friendship ends when you stop sharing." SAVE refuses to stop dreaming. SAVE refuses to stop believing. SAVE refuses to stop caring. And we are here today because we refuse to stop sharing. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Thank you.